Hi! On this video we will discuss how to use a CanvasJS plugin to build a dynamic pie chart based on the user's input search string. We will use for this tutorial the renowned AdventureWorks database that anyone can easily Google and download it from the internet. Our application should accept a keyword from the user and search inside the database for all the products which have that particular keyword included as a part of their names. Then compares the sales recorded by each product comparing to the other products in a form of pie chart. So let's go ahead and start. So before start download and install the plugin, let's discuss first the SQL command that we are going to use on this tutorial. So let's first discuss the two tables that we will use here. We are only going to use two tables. The first table is the sales order detail and the second table is the product table. Okay, we will use the product table to get the name of each product and the sales order detail table to get the quantity sold for each product. So let's see how we are going to write the SQL code for that purpose. Select sum of order QTY from, and in order for this to be clear, let's first open the sales order detail here. So this is the order QTY. Select sum of order QTY as, for example, QTY, and also select the name field from sales, this is the namespace, dot sales order detail as SOD, this is the alias of the table, inner join production, this is the namespace, dot product, this is the table, as P, and this is the alias I choose for the table, on SOD dot product ID equals P dot product ID, where P dot name like, and we should have declared a parameter here, so declare a parameter, for example, called search string as nvr character. Okay, so p.name like the following, and this query should be grouped by the product name. Okay, now let's execute this query by defining a value for this parameter, for example, equals bike. Now if we execute it, this is a search result for the bike. So for example, the mountain bike socks has recorded a total of 90 sold items. Okay, now let's try another keyword, for example, women. Execute. Okay, now we should put this query string in a form of a procedure. So I will create a procedure here. So inside programmability, stored procedure, I will create a new stored procedure and give it the name sales comparison. Let's add first a prefix sproc underscore sales comparison. Okay, and define a parameter called search string as nvar character 50. Okay, and inside the begin we will write our SQL command, copy and paste. Okay, now our procedure is ready. If we execute it, okay, now let's test our procedure. Refresh first, and this is our newly created procedure here. Let's test it by giving a value of bike, for example. Press the OK button, and here we go. Okay, now let's go to Visual Studio. For this purpose, I have already created the default.aspx page. This is our page here. I will not go through how I designed the form because it's a very simple form based on the bootstrap classes. And the first thing I will do here, inside the models, I will create a new item called the entity framework. Our new item should be a data edu entity data model. The data model will make our task very easy. So by choosing the default name of model 1, click the add. So let's give it the name adventure work entities 1. It doesn't matter. Okay. And I will include only the stored procedure that I have just created, which is the Sprock sales comparison. Okay. And click on finish. Okay, this is our diagram here. I will close it and save it. Now on the default.aspx we have only a single button and a single text box here. For the button, I press here F7, and by choosing from the list the button and the click event, let's start by typing the following: dim db as new adventure work entities. Let's define a new variable called sum of quantities. The sum of quantities will be equal to db dot Sprock sales comparison, and I will pass the parameter of text search dot text as a search string, then calculate the summation of the quantity. So function m, this is how the lambda expression should be written, m dot qty. Okay, now let's dim all records, or let's rename it to all products. For example, all products equal db dot again Sprock sales comparison, and pass the text search dot text as a search string dot select function m select new with, and open a curly bracket. And as the website example tutorials here mentions, we should add the data points as a JSON format. The JSON format is an array that has several objects. Each object represents a record. This object should be written as following: y, legend text, and label. So let's start by typing .y equals m.qty divided by sum of qty multiplied by 100. So this will return a percentage value. The second one is the legend text. So dot legend equals m dot name. The last one is the label, and the label should have the same value again of m dot name. Okay, now in order to convert the products to a JSON format, let's dim a new variable called JS, for example, as new system dot web dot script dot serialization dot javascript serializer. And in order to test that, let's type response dot write js dot serialize our products, all products. Okay, let's rebuild our project now, and let's test out our page by start typing, for example, bike, press the OK button, and here we go. This is our JSON format, and this is how the equivalent C# code should look like. Now I think it's time to download and install the CanvasJS plugin. Okay, this is the download hyperlink. Click on download, and your download should start automatically. Since I'm using a software here for download, this dialog will appear. Okay, and we will open the downloaded files, and by dragging the jQuery canvas minified.js, we have already installed the plugin. Actually, on this example, we will not plug this plugin to the default page. I will create a new page for opening this chart. So let's go here and create a new page which is web form with master page, and we will call it, for example, pie chart.aspx. Click on the add button based on site.master, and here we should plug our plugin. So this is the scripts folder, this is our plugin here. Just drag and drop it here. Okay, let's take advantage of the example that is written here by copying the entire script code snippet and make the necessary modifications. So I'll paste it here, and this is the text, this is the title, for example, and let's type for the title product comparison. And notice that our code at the moment works over a div element with the ID of chart container, which we haven't created yet. So let's go back to our online example and copy the div element and paste it somewhere here. Sorry, I should have added it here. Okay, so this div element has a width of 100%. I will limit this width to only 800 pixels because 100% is too much, as 100% will let the chart occupy the entire page's width. Now our code should work fine, except one thing, that this code works on static data. Instead, I want the default.aspx to pass the JSON format in a form of query string. So in order to do that, I will write, instead of response.write, response.redirect to the page pie chart, pie chart.aspx question mark, and this is the start of the query string. So data equals our JSON. Okay, our JSON here is js.serialize all records. Okay, this one should be removed. Now, how to read this JSON inside the piechart.aspx? Don't forget that the query string here called data. So inside the piechart.aspx, I'm going to remove all of the text written here, and instead I will write request.query string the data query string. Now let's rebuild our solution, and again let's test our application by typing the word bike and press the OK button. Now we have been redirected to the pie chart page, which has the JSON code written inside the data query string. Now let's try another keyword like women, for example. Press the OK button. Okay, now it's working as expected. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please press like.